All right, this is Virgin Radio Drive Time. We played it for the first time yesterday on the show. We love it. It was a no-brainer the moment it dropped into our inbox as our track of the week this week on the show. Save My Soul is the new song from Bastille, and I thought we would drop a line to Dan and Kyle from the band. Good evening, chaps. How are you?
Hello, Ben. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm very well, and it's nice to have you back with some new music. Can I say it has been, frankly, too long. How long has it been? I worked it out. Is it 3 years?
Yeah, it's been ages. And hello, by the way, I'm
Yeah.
Dan. But yeah, it's been a while. We had a little break, and then we started practicing for this tour that we just did around the UK, and it's the first time that we've all sort of been together. We did the slightly weird thing of listening back to all of our music to figure out what songs to play in the set, which was both sort of surreal, slightly awkward, and quite fun. But yeah, and then spending a lot of time in the studio, sort of rehearsing for the tour, and ended up this song just kind of came out of that, and it's just yeah, it felt like a really fun thing to sort of try it out on the road and then release it at the end of the tour as a sort of as a celebration of the tour and a bit of a thank you as well.
When you look back at and when you play back those songs like you did, is that a little like looking at old Facebook photos of yourself from sort of 10 years ago, where you sort of recognize it, but it's amazing how quickly life has moved on, right? You sort of reckon, yeah, I know those, I know that face, but actually it's different now.
Yeah, definitely. I guess that there's sort of there's two main parts. That there's like when the song was released, which was a very long time ago, and then there was the last time we played those songs, which was a less long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely after having sort of 2 years off of touring, it was really nice to just to get back in that world again, and it was nice to just have a bit of a clear reset, because then when we came to this tour, because we didn't have sort of a new album that we could anchor the tour around, but uh, um, we sort of had complete free reign to pick any of the songs that we like from our entire back catalogue, which is why we kind of, as Dan said, we just went back and listened to sort of kind of like almost everything, which is way more than we thought there was. There's so many albums and mixtapes and
It
stuff.
kind of
It was a lot of fun.
it was really fun, and it kind of forced us to acknowledge we're really British and bad at kind of looking back and taking stock, and I guess up until now we've kind of always been thinking about the next thing. So doing a tour that was both looking back and looking forward, yeah, like it forced us to sort of take stock of everything. And there's like entire chunks of albums that we've not played in like 10 years that we were like, oh, completely forgot that existed. Okay. So that was really fun. But yeah, and then I guess just being together and being in the studio, it felt like it just felt really alive again. And yeah, it's some of those songs kind of really take us back to mad formative points in our lives. Like we've been so fortunate with the band to get to tour all over the world many times. So the songs have pretty bonkers associations in our heads. But a big part of this was kind of starting again. We took the time to sort of get back in the studio, relearn everything from scratch, and we brought in a couple of new musicians to play in the band live with us, which was amazing. Yeah, it was really fun. I think like with a little bit of distance from the songs, you stop thinking about what it was like to release them or what was going on at the time, and it's more about just the song as a piece of music, and then also thinking as well, I guess in a quite surreal way, coming to terms with the fact that some of these songs mean a lot to a lot of people that we've never met before. And that's an amazing thing, and not something we ever really think about too much, but that was the most wonderful part of playing these arenas up and down the country was just a reminder, because when we're not on tour and when we're not doing band stuff, we just go back to our normal lives, and sort of we have a real privilege with the band in that we've got some songs that a lot of people know, but we as people aren't particularly known, and that's such a great thing. So we sort of get about with normal life, and then it was almost it was really fun on like a friendship level, getting to step back into being in a band together and making music together, and that was brilliant. And then just quite surreal then going into these pretty big rooms and getting to play to all these people again and see that these songs mean something to people, old and young, like new fans, people who've been with us for 15 years,
Wow.
people who joined along the way, people from all over the world. I think that's one thing we learned as well. Playing just a UK tour and refusing to play any dates anywhere else meant that a lot of people travelled,
Yeah.
which was again really surreal and amazing. But getting to see Yeah, yeah, it's maybe not a healthy lesson for us to learn that if we don't travel, people might come to us.
Amazing. Carl, tell us a little bit about the track that we are playing all this week on the show. Tell us a little bit about Save My Soul, and when did you know that this was finished?
So, oh wow, a song is never truly finished. I think, yeah, it's sort of, as Dan said, it kind of came about in rehearsals. We were listening to a lot of our old music, deciding what to play, and then kind of, I don't know, it sounds weird, but I guess it feels like a very Bastille track, and that's a weird thing to say, I think, for us, but because it kind of came from us looking back at kind of a lot of our music, rather than I want to write a song about now. Like although kind of like the sort of lyrics and content are very, all the themes are kind of to do with stuff going on now, but the music side of it was, it just, I don't know, it felt quite Bastille, big brass and big kind of like hip hoppy influences and stuff, and
Yeah,
the
I think
song.
it's a really good point. I think in going back a bit to listen, sorry to jump in, Kyle, but like exactly what Kyle just said. But also, I think we've always tried with our albums to do sort of big concepts, and if it's a science fiction or if it's like a apocalyptic rave or whatever it is, we often make it quite complicated for ourselves to land on what we're trying to do. And there's maybe a small part of us that's always slightly running away from what we've done before because we're like, keep it fresh, keep it new, keep it interesting. And I think us having all gone off and spent time doing different things and come back to the band, I think it was kind of just an appreciation of what we do and what we love about it, and I guess not being afraid of nodding back towards things we've done before and sonics that we know and love, and having said all that, it wasn't really that thought through. It was really, I just brought this demo in and was like, guys, what do you think of this? And everyone was like, yeah, it sounds great, let's do it. And and then within like 2 weeks it was recorded.
Wow.
We were doing all the vocals while we were in rehearsals for the tour, got it mixed and mastered as we set out off on tour, started playing it live like a week later, and then it was out 2 weeks after that. And it's one of those slightly rare things where we sent it to like our managers and they were like, oh, this is great, let's just do it. It was quite nice and spontaneous, and it's quite rare in music that things are able to kind of roll that quickly. And so it's so gratifying. Thank you so much for playing
Oh,
it.
we love it like it's an instant classic Bastille song. What was, while you were away for 3 years, what was the least sort of band thing that you did? Did you learn to scuba dive? Did you, open an otter sanctuary? Like, what was the weirdest thing that you did that was the least rock and roll thing?
Oh my gosh, that's such a good question. I mean, Will, our bass player, has through the entire time that we've been in a band, he's always been off doing other stuff. Like, so we'll be sound checking in like the middle of America, and I'll look down, and he'll be on like Arabic Duolingo on his phone, learning that. Or at one point, he learned how to like fly a plane. So he set the bar quite high for like non-band stuff that we could do. Yeah, I've been off like doing a lot of writing and different things like that. But I guess I like learned French.
Okay.
That's pretty unbalanced. I mean, some would
Très bon.
say, given that we've got Je suis désolé, mon français est terrible. Some would say that given that our band name is French, is us literally nicking a
Yeah,
French word, but that's maybe quite on brand.
that's quite yeah, like specifically learning French is quite Bastille related.
Carl,
I
what
mean,
about you? What did you do, Carl?
So yeah, I mean, we're all musical people, and so we were all going off and we're writing with other people and producing and doing that kind of stuff. But the least band related thing, which if anyone's following my socials, sort of semi recently, I've been like gone on like a deep dive obsession with the game Magic the Gathering.
I have no
It's
idea what that is.
Yeah, no, no.
okay, so yeah,
Imagine
it's a
our
very like.
concept of being in a band. It's this thing.
It's a complete other way. Like it's absolute like full nerdville. It's basically like a like incredibly intricate, complicated card game that's been around for years and years and years. And I've played it for ages. And then basically I was given the space to be able to like really 2 foot deep end
Oh,
the
wow.
the, the game, and so I've sort of gone on a journey of exploration, and I've been sort of just like playing it lots and like doing lots of content pieces and stuff on it. It's all very mad,
Oh,
but it's been
Carl's
great.
he's become an absolute master in it. It's insane. But
I
also, sorry, just to big you up, you're also like like a really like very very talented like rock climber who's you've been doing that like every day that we've been on break, right? Your hands must be completely messed up.
Yeah. I do climb a bit. Yeah, well, and because again, like generally when we're touring, I can't really kind of push it when I'm going climbing or bouldering or whatever, in case I pop an arm or a finger or something. And because we had some time off, I ended up I went full in with some like 6 month long climbing training,
Wow.
and it was great, but I did damage a finger. But then I was able to recover it with more
You
than enough time for the
you had the
tour.
time and space to pop as many fingers as you wanted.
It's
Way.
it's
It
so
doesn't
good.
matter.
It's so good that you are back, and I'm just going to say this because the thing that made me realise, and this is a few years ago now, that you had sort of broken into the mainstream, that you were part of our music culture, was that I went to see my son's end of term, like Christmas play. And I was expecting songs from that little blue book, Come and Praise, which is, the songs that I was grown up on and the songs that I would sing at the end of, Christmas carol concerts. And my son and his class nailed Pompeii. And that's
Yes.
when I went, actually, you know what? Bastille are part of the very music fabric of this country. And it's good to have you back. Will one of you introduce the song for us on the show, please, which we adore, Save My Soul?
Yeah, of course. Hi, I'm Dan, and this is Kyle from the band Bastille, and this is our new single, "Save My Soul."
Virgin Radio.